pelvic stabilization is a very important concept in Pilates, so we're going to take a few moments just to address some of the issues that come up when trying to do pelvic stabilization exercises. So let's go ahead and lie down on the side, on your back. And we're going to bring the attention to the pelvis and the lower back. And notice that when you first lie down, there's a space between the lower back and the floor. So first we're going to do the pelvic tilt, which basically imprints the lower back into the mat. So pelvic stabilization work basically requires that no matter what we do with the legs, we stabilize the pelvis. Okay, so throughout this entire little series, you want to focus on using the abdominals to prevent the hips from rocking side to side or releasing into an arch. Okay, so let's once again tilt the pelvis by engaging the abdominals, pulling the ribs and the belly button down. And just keep in mind that the entire time, you just want to basically maintain this position, okay? So we're going to start with a basic knee lift, okay? So I'm going to keep the arm out to the side just so you can kind of see what happens in the lower back. And we're just going to take we're going to start on the right leg. We're going to take the right knee up and then bring it back down to the floor. Now notice that I'm not bending and extending from the knee, right? We're going to try to maintain this 90-degree angle in the leg. And you're basically taking the knee and bringing it down and bringing the knee back up. And you should just begin to slowly and slightly feel the abdominals activating as you're moving the leg up and down without releasing the lower back away from the mat with the leg. So basically, we want to avoid this tilting of the hips, right? So we hold the pelvis and we just bring the knee down and up. And then let's do the other side. So just notice how if you don't use the abdominals, the hips want to release. They want to arch, okay? So hold the tilt and just bring the leg down and up. And this should be fairly easy. And it's really more of an awareness exercise. Now let's take the knee up and then bring the other knee up as well. So these you should feel just a little bit more. Now once again, notice we're not just bending from the knee and tapping the foot down. You're taking the knee and moving it away from the body until the foot touches the floor and then it comes back up. Okay, so let's just do the right leg. The right leg taps down and up, and once again, watch that the lower back doesn't arch away from the mat with the leg, right? So we don't want to let the back arch and go into flat back, and that's where the work is in keeping the back flat, right? So let's tap the right knee down and up. And you should feel this in your abdominals just a little bit more. Exhale on the way down, and we'll do 2 more, and then we'll switch legs, go to the left leg. So once again, the entire time, if you're not sure if you're arching or not, you can place the fingertips by your lower back, and there should be no space there. 2 more times, exhaling on the way down, and then let's go ahead and move on to a straight leg. So now we keep the legs as straight as possible. And once again, when you bring the leg down, you're not going to want to arch the back, right? So the work is in holding the lower back flat. And you should feel your abdominals a little bit more on this one. So right leg comes down. We'll just do 5 of each for now. So you inhale down and exhale up. We'll do 2 more. And 1 more, and then go to the left leg down and up. So you should definitely feel the entire abdominal wall as long as the back stays flat. Try to keep the legs long and straight and active. We'll do 2 more times. Also try not to let the abdominal bulge too much. 1 more. Good. Now we're going to take the right leg and bring it all the way down and hold it down. Now, right now your abdominal should be active because you should still be in a scoop. And we're going to do the left leg, bring it down as far as you can without arching your back, and then bring it back up. So inhale down, exhale up. So you should be very active in the abdominals and very active in the right leg as well. So these are just basic prep exercises for the single leg circle, and it's basically just to bring your awareness to the stabilization of the hips. Let's do the other leg. So now the left leg stays down. You should still be in a flat back position, and now the right leg lifts up. Inhale down and exhale up. So keep the back flat as best as possible, very active in the other leg, and try to keep the upper body soft. Again, you can place the hands on the hips just to make sure that they're not arching. The lower back isn't arching and the hips aren't moving. And let's keep the right leg up. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and begin the single leg circles. Now this may be a challenging position for some people who are inflexible in the hips and the hamstrings. So we're actually gonna start with the left leg bent. And we're gonna make a small circle with the right leg. Now if you're able to hold the leg on top of the hip straight, you can go on ahead and go in a rotation. Rotate the right knee out to the side. If you can't, you keep the leg bent and you bring the knee as close to your chest as possible. And when you do the circle, visualize circle the thigh bone. And the hip joint should be the center of the circle. So we don't want to be down here. We want to be right above the hip joint. Now if your leg is straight, go ahead and keep it straight and in rotation. And begin to make a small circle with the leg. Notice how the leg wants to move and how the hips want to move. So if you don't engage your abdominals, notice how the whole body kind of moves with the leg. So make sure you're scooped, strong in the supporting leg, and of course really strong in the abdominals. And let's go ahead and make a circle with the right leg. Now if this is easy, you begin to straighten the left leg as far as you can without arching the back. If you can go to a straight leg, go to a straight leg. But remember, the hip joint is the center of the circle. It's not above the circle. So keep the leg on top of the hip joint. Good, let's circle the other way. Now for more advanced version of the leg circle, you can go ahead and crunch up and lift the other leg slightly off the mat. So you should be circling the other way. Now if this is easy, you can release the head and the shoulders down. Keep the left leg slightly off the mat and hold the hips. And release the left leg down and the right leg down. Take the left leg up. So once again, we're going to start with the right leg bent. Make sure you're scooped, the abs are in. If you need to bend the left leg, bend the left leg. So you make your circles like this. If you can keep the leg straight, external rotation, rotate the knee out to the side. And the hip joint is the center of the circle. The right leg is strong, the back is flat, and the hips don't move very much. So again, if this is easy, you slide the right leg out, however far you can, while maintaining flat back position. If you can go all the way, go all the way. So the right leg is very active, as well as the abdominals. Let's circle the other way. And now for a more advanced version, you can crunch up, and you can take the right leg slightly off the mat. And the exhalation should be on the up part of the circle. And if this is easy, you can release the torso down, maintain flat back, and the opposite leg off the mat. And take the right leg up as well. Okay, so we're going to just continue a little bit more work on the inner thighs. We're going to put together the two of them. And both legs are going to do a circle, or the double leg circles, the legs moving in opposition. Inhaling down, exhaling up. Now try to keep the legs as straight as possible, and remember, flat back position the entire time. Then circle the other way, and as little movement in the rest of the body as possible. Good. Now let's crunch up, bring the legs down a little bit, and we're going to do that again. Inhale down, exhale up. Keeping the legs as straight as possible, the back flat. Very important, nothing in the lower back. Circle the other way. Exhaling on the way up. 5 more times. Then bring the legs up to 90 degrees. Take the rotation on the hip joint so the knees are pointing towards you. Let's open the legs as wide as you can and close. So we'll just work the inner thighs and continue to work the muscles around the hip joint a little bit more. Keep the legs as strong and as active as possible. 5 more. Keep breathing and try to keep the legs on top of the hip joint. Let's crunch up and continue. And remember to stay soft and relaxed in the upper body. Then open the legs, hold them open. Bring them down a little more, but keep your back nice and flat. Hold the legs open, straight, push through the heels, activate the legs. Keep breathing. And bring the legs together. So now we're going to just go ahead and put the leg circles in the, together with the 100 and the roll up. We're working our way towards the basic mat Pilates, beginner level. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with the 100. Now we don't talk too much on the form because we've already addressed the form. So if you haven't practiced, go back and check with the 100 and with the roll up on more detail on the form. So let's curl up. We're going to start with the 100. Deep breath in through the nose and deep breath out through the mouth. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Now remember, try not to let the belly rise too much and keep the breath moving. Four more deep breaths, and you're aiming for 5 deep breaths on the inhale and 5 on the exhale. We'll do 2 more deep breaths. 1 more. Then head down and release the legs down one at a time. Keep the scoop. Strong abdominals, strong legs. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, roll up. Big stretch forward over the legs. And inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. So you can watch the other videos for detailed information on the form and modifications, which make things easier or harder. And the next time, stay down, and this is where we add the single leg circles. Right leg comes up, and do whatever version of the leg circle you need to do. Exhale on the way up, and remember the rest of the body is very, very still. And then circle the other way. We do 10 circles. And make sure you keep breathing. Hold the abs and right leg down, left leg up. And circle. Exhale on the way up. And circle the other way. Two more circles, and then come back up to a sitting position. So those are the first 3 exercises from the beginner level mat Pilates. So we did the 100, the roll up, and the single leg circles. And today we focused on the leg circles and on pelvic stabilization. So keep practicing, take your time, watch your form. It's better to do fewer but correct than more incorrectly. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, release. See you next time.